Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Last time we were talking about how to draw clefs on a standard 5-line stave, but today we're going to be talking about how to draw notes and note heads. Now, clefs are very important because without a clef, we have absolutely no idea what the notes are we're looking at. It doesn't necessarily affect the rhythm, but it's not real useful if we can't tell what the actual notes are. So note heads and the shapes of the notes, aka the stems and the flags, actually tell us the full rhythm. So with a staff, a clef, note heads, stems, and the flags and beams, we actually can tell everything we need to know about music. So let's dive right in and see how we're going to make these note heads. So the first thing to note about a note head is, contrary to popular belief, it's not actually a circle. It's a little bit of a sideways oval. So one way to kind of think about it is if you think of like a lima bean shape, sort of like I'm making with my hands here, and then tilt it a little bit on its edge. It's not perfectly round, and it's just a little bit tilted. The reason for this is originally when they were drawn with a calligraphy pen, so it was hard to make an actual circle. So they made that small ellipse shape. Again, no one is going to be that confused if we just draw with a pencil kind of a single lined object, but I do think it really helps the look of all of this if we go ahead and tilt it a little bit and make it that little bit of an oblong shape. So if I take my worksheet here and then I go down to one of these spaces, if I want to draw a note head, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make that sort of oval shape that's tilting ever so slightly up and to the right. So it would look something like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think one of the things that's very, very important about this step is making sure that it's nice and bold. We typically don't use incredibly teeny tiny pencils and very, very small writing in music. It's typically pretty big so it's easy to read. So again, let me make that shape. So we're going to draw an oval that's tilting ever so slightly up and to the right. And if we're drawing a filled in note head, it's actually exactly the same. We're just going to go ahead and fill it in. And that's pretty much it for note heads. Now there are some note heads that are drawn as either a slash like this, an X, or the circle with an X in it, but those ones are reserved specifically for rhythm only. And so when you're looking at those note heads, just note those only denote rhythm, they do not indicate a pitch. So back to our original note heads, once you have those two different kinds of note heads, now we can use them to turn them into a rhythmic division by adding in stems and beams. So if I was to take a open note head, as they call it, I have two options. I either have just the note head by itself or the note head with a single stem. The note head with the stem denotes a half note, and so it is half of the original note, which is a whole note. So again, whole notes and half notes. Now for right now, we're not going to worry about how long is a whole note or how long is a half note. Suffice it to say, half of a whole note is a half note. And if we were to take a half note and split it in half, well, guess what? We'd have a quarter. And a quarter is the first note head that is filled in. Now you'll find in music that you will never ever have a filled in note head that doesn't have a stem on it. The only kind of note head that doesn't have a stem would be the whole note, which is the only stemless note that we typically deal with. And again, if we want to keep going, the filled in note head stays the same, but what we start doing is we start adding beams or flags to the note. And for every flag we add, we actually make the note half again as long. Now again, these don't need to be perfect, but it is important to note that when we draw a note head with a down stem and a flag, you'll notice the flags always go to the right, no matter which side of the note head the stem is on. But you'll also notice that the stem on a down stem note is on the left, and on an up stem it's a right. So kind of a quick recap so far. We have the open and the filled in note heads. We denote those note head rhythms by adding in stems and eventually flags and beams. So open with a no stem is a whole note. Open with a stem is a half note. Closed or filled with a stem is a quarter, and then an eighth note, followed by a 16th. Now, if you're used to using a ruler, you'll know just like inches, when you take 1/16 of something, you're taking a whole note and breaking it into 16 individual pieces. And the same is true here. That's what a 16th note is. Now, the rule of thumb for stem direction is very, very simple. No matter what the clef is, so let's say I'm in bass clef for a moment, if I have a note right in the middle, it could either go up or down. But anything that is above that middle line, here or here, those all need to go down. And anything that's below the middle line, say here or here, those need to go up. And it wouldn't matter if it was a filled-in note head or a open note head, the rule is the same. Now, you've heard me mention beams many, many times. And there's a real simple thing about a beam, and that is, instead of drawing a whole bunch of notes in a row that all have flags like this, we can combine them together and we'll get the same result. So those two eighth notes are the same as those two notes connected by a beam. So beams replace the flags. So if there were two flags on the note originally, there's going to be two beams in its place. A couple of last thoughts here. When it comes to the length of a stem, it's important to think about it in terms of what we would call an octave. Now, what that is if this note here is a G, an octave above G would be right here. And that's because if we counted by the alphabet, on that line you'd have G, and then the space would be A, B, C, D, E, F, and G again. And all that means is the stem should be about an octave long. Now, if you didn't want to count it in note heads, you could simply just look at this and think, well, the stem's going to be about 1, 2, 3, 4 lines long. So if I had a note here and I wanted an up stem, I want to think about 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's kind of those imaginary lines that would be up here. And that's about how long a stem should be. The other thing to note is that we never want to crowd music. It's really hard to read when we put our note heads too close together. So whenever we're drawing note heads, we want to make sure that we draw a nice solid note head and then put the next one about a pencil width apart. And what do I mean by that? So if you were drawing really, really small music, you would think you'd have kind of a small pencil. But if you're drawing great big music, well, sometimes on a whiteboard, I think it's about the size of my thumb. And so you want to make sure there's a nice white space between all of your note heads so that they're nice and readable. So thanks so much for watching again, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you don't mind, go ahead and subscribe so you catch the next one as it comes up. Again, if you're enjoying the content and you're wanting to learn a whole lot more, remember these videos are also in support of Music Basics here at Spokane Falls Community College. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.